Hey, fourth graders, this is pages 259 to 260 in your language books. Review. All right, let's get started. Think D says place all necessary marks of punctuations in these sentences. So you're going to be reading each of these sentences and you're going to correct, put in some correct punctuations in there. So some of the punctuations that you guys have to look out for are exclamation marks, um, you have a comma here, periods, underlining titles, um, question mark, quotation mark, colon, and apostrophe. All right. So let's go over these real quick. So exclamation marks, you guys know, whenever you want to show a lot of, a lot of emotion, excitement, use an exclamation mark like "wow" or you know, if you're yelling out something at the end of a sentence, watch out, right? That's when you would use the exclamation mark. For a comma, remember some rules for commas. Use commas to separate three or more items written in the series. So if you go to page 266, this is where I'm getting most of the summary from. But page 266 kind of goes over each one of these. But I'll go over it with you in this video. So use commas to separate items in the list. For example, I like red, comma, blue, comma, and white. Right? So you would use commas to separate these items. All right. The second rule is use commas to separate. Sorry, use commas after yes and no at the beginning of a sentence. Okay. So if you use yes or no in the beginning of a sentence, you need to put a comma at the end. So yes, I like red. No, I don't like green. So you always use a comma after using yes or no in the beginning of a sentence. And use commas in an address. So Sacramento, comma, California, right? And you would use commas after the greetings of a friendly letter, after the closing of any letter. Okay, so for example, you would say, "Dear Pete," you would use comma after that. "Sincerely, comma, William Chan," right? My signature. So that's how you would use a comma. All right, so periods, you would use periods at the end of a sentence. So periods go at the end of a sentence, end of sentence, and for abbreviations, right? For example, use SA. For abbreviations, you would use periods also. Oh man, it's getting no space. All right, so let's make some more space here. All right, oops. Let me go back. Increase the height. Let's do 20. All right, 20 inches. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, periods at the end of a sentence or at the end of abbreviations. All right, titles. You have to underline the title. Like, what was it? You underline you would underline names of books, newspapers, and magazines. All right, but for like the bigger works of art, for example, Holy Bible, right? Holy Bible, you would underline that, or you would underline maybe like a album on the name of albums. I don't think you guys know any names of a music album. How about let's do okay, magazine. So there's a really popular magazine called Time Magazine. Time magazine. So you would underline those. You wouldn't underline like the Book of John. Okay, you would put that in the quotation. Those are actually goes underneath the quotation marks. Okay, you wouldn't underline a specific article in the Time magazine. You would use quotation marks for the title of the magazine. Okay, title of the article, I mean. All right. Okay, so that's title. Question mark, you guys all know. If the sentence is a question, you use a question mark. Use for questions. Quotation marks, you use quotation marks for when someone's speaking, right? Let's see. Quotation marks, yeah. Direct quotation begins with a capital letter. Okay, use question marks before and after a direct quotation. All right, so whenever someone's talking, you need to use quotation marks. Hi there, Anastasia. I don't think I use Anastasia yet in any of my videos. Okay, hi there, Anastasia. Hi there, Anastasia, said Mr. Chan. All right, that's when you would use quotation marks. Colons. Use colons, of course, when you're writing the time. For example, 7:30 p.m. Or colons are used for Bible verses like John 3:16. Commas are no, this is not. These are apostrophes, right? Apostrophe. You would use apostrophe for replacing a letter and a contraction. For example, if I wrote did not, use that as a contraction, it would be didn't. So did apostrophe nt. Sorry, nope, that's wrong. The did and apostrophe t. So the apostrophe replaces the o in not. So you would use the apostrophe to replace the letter or letters in a contraction. All right, so that's a really quick rundown of all the punctuations we've learned this year. Very quick. You can always go back to page 266 if you want more examples or just more detail. So do that for Think D. Write E. On notebook paper, write one sentence as example for each of these punctuation rules. Use commas to separate items in series. So something similar to what I wrote for this right here. Let me do in red. Something similar to this. Don't just copy that sentence, please. Use quotation marks around the title of a song. So song titles, you can do, Amazing Grace, or lots of other songs you guys know. All right, I don't know what songs you guys know. Baby Shark, right? All right, yeah. So name of a song. All right. Use underlining for the titles of works of art, like what we did here. You can use Holy Bible. You can use the book that you guys read before, whatever. Use underlining. Okay, sorry. Use an apostrophe to show possession or relationship. Yeah. Oh yeah. So apostrophe is also for possession, right? For example, you would say that's so for apostrophe for contraction and also for possession. So that's mom's. Mom should be capitalized because you referring to her as her name. Mom's cake. That's mom's cake. All right. So apostrophe shows that the cake belongs to mom. All right. Something similar to that. Use an apostrophe to show. Okay. Use commas to set off words of direct address. For example, dear, comma, hello, comma. So that's how you would start your sentence. All right, think F. Make the following nouns possessive on notebook paper. Write sentences using possessive words for numbers 1 through 5. Okay, all right. I know it's asking you guys to do a lot. Write sentences using possessive words for them. Yeah, but it'd be quick. The sentences don't have to be super long. So it's really easy to make a word possessive. All you have to do is just add. So you have the word here. Just add apostrophe s. Makes it possessive. So mother becomes mothers. Town becomes towns. All right. All right. Next page. Oh, okay. So add all necessary punctuation and capitalization to the following story from the Bible. Alright, so just looking at the answers here, most of the corrections are going to be capitalizations. There's lots of capitalization errors in this series in this passage here, and there are some punctuations, but not a lot. There's definitely a lot of capitalization errors. All right, so that's the main focus of Think Chi. Alrighty, so I hope that helps you guys. All right, smiley face. All right, take care.